This is the Bachmann Alco S4 with DCC and Soundtraxx sound value on board. Let's take a look and see if it's worth buying one for yourself. Hi, I'm HO Hobbyist and I am a model raritor. Let's get started. Okay, so I think I've got my review style ironed out. Let's see how it works. I just bought myself one of these nice little switchers for a low price of $99. And while this hobby is typically one where you get what you pay for, on both ends of the spectrum, with the premium and the cheap, let's see if this S4 follows this rule or breaks from it, being a really good value. But as I always do, we start with the stats before we get into the main part of the review, so let's do that. This thing weighs 8.6 ounces or 244 grams, for those of you not here. The MSRP is $239. Obviously, you can't get it for $239 anywhere. Except maybe just Bachmann even sell directly? I don't know. But I only paid $99 from a retailer online. So, trust me, there's definitely a very, very highly inflated MSRP there. And the couplers are Bachmann Easy Mates, and it is DCC sound or DC with sound on this model. There's no optional DC silent. So yeah, I already recorded an unboxing, but I will play that clip for you. Alright, so let's get into the unboxing. It's as with all Bachmann unboxings, pretty simple, but we're still going to go through it anyway. This is actually my first time unboxing this, but I've unboxed other Bachmann products, so it should not be that different. It says we're going to start with the packaging. It says Bachmann up in the corner. And then it says DCC sound locomotive along the bottom. You've obviously got your clear window with the locomotive behind it in the middle. It says HO scale in the upper right, and DCC sound value on board along the bottom. Looking at the top, it has the list of quote features, most of which are pretty standard at this point. But there they are. This is DCC sound value on board again. Noteworthy in the features, I guess, are the sound, the 128 speed step control, and like the Easy Mate Mark II couplers. As with most Bachmann products, there is a little label here, which I've now determined is manufacturer, not seller. And as you can see, this is the Erie Lackawanna model, so this should be exciting to open. And the other side has Bachmann's address in case you wanted to mail them. I don't know. And then finally, the rear is an advertisement for Bachmann's DCC system, Easy Command. So yeah, there's that. Alright, so we're going to get the unboxing. I wasn't showing as much packaging there because there wasn't as much interesting to see. So, here this is. First thing I want to do is open the side and open the flaps. As you can see, it's in much more crisp condition than my 260 box was back in my review of that. You're going to slide this out of the box rather forcefully, apparently, and put it down. You have your quick start guide, which somehow got crumpled on the bottom of my box, but there it is. Has all the functions and such. You have the paperwork about the DCC NMRA compliance. You have the warranty card from Bachmann. You have an advertisement for Bachmann's catalog. And the warranty information. Oh, there's one more thing. And this is just electric paper information. So if you're interested in the electronics and such, there's a little bit of information for that. Finally, let me just move all this paperwork out of the way. The main thing you're here to see is the locomotive itself. So to open it, you're going to want to unclip the clamshell and open. You do have this little piece of plastic here. I'm not sure if this was on the 260 or not, I can't remember. And then you are greeted by the locomotive itself. We'll just remove that from the box. Oh, there's a little bit on the bottom there. And then finally the locomotive is here. So I'm kind of doing this out of order, but it feels pretty heavy, feels pretty sturdy. You already know the weight by the time you see this. Worth noting, there's oil. Lubricant has leaked, apparently. Shouldn't be a big deal, but worth noting. So yeah, I'm gonna go test this thing out. I'm gonna write up a script, and I'll be back to do the rest of the review. Okay, so looking at the detail, this thing doesn't have a ton of separately applied detail on it. That may be expected by some people. But, actually I think it's more detailed than I anticipated. So let's take a look now. There's lots of separately applied handrails, but there isn't too much else. You have, starting with the sides, you just have these handrails. They're pretty sturdy. If I apply force, they do flex, but they don't break. And they also don't warp. So they definitely are flexible, but not that flexible. This is molded on. There are number boards there. They're not lighted. Just that you're like one. This is all molded on detail here. And moving down, you have this, the exhaust stack, that is separately applied and separately painted with a shiny stainless steel silver coating paint. This handrail is different than on the other side, so I'll make a point of showing that to you. This reaches all the way up to the roof of the cab, whereas the other one just kind of goes straight, as you can see. This one is curved upwards. The horn is not separately applied. There are no separately applied windshield wipers or anything. The only separately applied detail really is the handrails. Moving to the rear, you can now see there is grab irons here on the other side. There's also the handrail on the rear. You have molded on grab irons next to the doors. So these ones are separately applied, these ones are molded on. There's a step up to the door, molded on. That's all molded on. But yeah, there isn't too much separately applied detail on anything, but the handrails are good. See, on this side, the handrail is actually not attached by this end, which I find odd, but it works, I guess. Everything else on the side is exactly the same. The trucks have no detailing on them except for the covered wheel caps. Is that what they're called? I don't know. There's a name for them, and I just forget they are. At the top, there's also some roof paneling molded on. This cap here is molded on, and then you have your single horn, which is fitting with the Wabco E2, which I believe is a single horn, but I might be wrong. Then these caps here are molded on. There's a number board. No, sorry, not number board. Builder's plate down in the corner. We are also going to do a coupler check while we're in the detail segment. So I don't know about you, but those look pretty dead on. Yeah, looks pretty even to me. Let me know what you think in the comments if you would disagree, but looks pretty good. Alright, so next thing we're going to be doing is taking a listen to the sounds and see how well this thing performs. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is plug in the DCC system straight into the track, applying power. The first thing you get is the idling sound. There is no startup sequence available. It will fade in, as you just heard. You can also mute it, but you can't do a shutdown sequence either. F0 is headlight, which I will show you momentarily. F1 is the bell. Functions 4, 5, and 6 do nothing on the model. They have no effect at all. Function 7 dims the headlight, or undims the headlight. Function 8 mutes and unmutes it. So I first get our idling sounds back. So there's the idling sounds. I'll also go through some notches for you. Alright, so you hear the notching up and notching down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing is taking a look at all the lighting. There we go, there's function 0. Now the headlights on this are semi-directional. I don't know if that's an official term, but I coined it. On my 260, which is also Soundtraxx sound value decoder, the front headlight was on if the locomotive was moving forward. If the locomotive was moving to the backwards, the rear headlight was on, and you could never have both of them on at the same time. On this locomotive, if you're moving forwards, or have it set to forward, the front headlight will be on at full brightness while the rear will be on at dim, and vice versa. Putting function 7 on to dim it, as I will do now. Not muting it. Wrong button. It's a little hard to see in the dark. You can see dims the front light because we are set to forward. Now we are on reverse, and the headlight is on. And if I do 7, it will dim the rear headlight as well. There's no kind of fade effect also. When turning the headlight off, it just goes completely off. On the camera, you may see an artificially created fade, but there is no fade visible to my eye. Yes, there's also no effect with dim. And we'll take a look at the performance. And I'll also put the camera back. Okay, so to begin with the performance, I have broken this model in completely. It definitely does not need to be broken in anymore, as you've seen my running session video. Link in the upper right corner if I can remember. If you watch that, you will have seen it has been done for switching, so you have a better idea of performance from if you've watched that. But if you are here just for this video, welcome. If you just want to see the Bachmann Alco S4. So here's the, as you can see, in my opinion, it seems to rather abruptly go into speed step 1. That was not it jerking, that was me. So I'm going to show you now. Speed step 1 out of 126. That was decreased. 2. Now we're on 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Alright, now reverse. 1 speed step. 2 speed steps. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. And I have momentum a little bit. I think I have it set to 9. There's no momentum by default. One last thing to note in the performance section is this model has a little bit of body wobble to it. It does not vibrate in motion or anything like that, but I noticed it while I was doing a tune-up. Well, not tune-up, you know, checking couplers and stuff, making sure this was good. So, alright, so I'm going to leave you with a run-by of the locomotive before I get on to my conclusion and summary. conclusion, I think this model is a great model for the price. It is actually nicer than I expected in the construction and quality. It's not an Athearn Genesis, but it's also not pretending to be one in price, or quality of construction and such. I think this switcher was definitely a hit and not a miss from Bachmann. In some cases, the Bachmann has had either really low quality or really high prices, but this is perfect for what their company stands in, especially with the low prices. It's a smooth runner with decent sound. I truly recommend buying one of these for yourself. Not buy this because it's Bachmann or anything, because people told me I shouldn't have bought this, so I do recommend it if you need it. As long as you're okay with the less separately applied detail, or the limited sound functionality. There's no coupler cut lever sounds, and there's no crew chatter, there's no startup, which is just the only thing I really miss with this model. So, what do you think about this switcher? Let me know down below in the comments. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Consider subscribing for similar content, and I'll see you down the Lehigh Valley Railroad. Bye!